Okay, hi. I'm filming this so that I will actually do the thing and get over this whole my first video has to be so perfect thing. I created this channel, Chronically Alyx. I'm Alyx. Hi. Hello. Um, to, I guess, document, I'm not sure if that's the right word, my experience with chronic illness. I have CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome. Um, Some people categorize it also with ME, myalgic encephalomyelitis. There's some debate as to whether they're the same condition or two separate conditions, so I don't know. I say CFS. Um, I'm tired, which is yeah, that's my life. It is currently 10 p.m. I spent most of today going in and out of consciousness, and it's not fun. And I want to start this channel because a lot of the information that's out there about CFS is either very clinical and kind of vague, like not really helpful to me, or it's from older white people, and I'm neither. I just turned 30 in June. Woo, hey, hey, hey. Um, so I think that, maybe there's some value in this. I don't know. I, if this video sees the light of day, yay me. um, but I guess in this first video, I should start with my experience so far. I first started having symptoms of CFS in May. Yeah, May of 2020. You know, the pretty much the early stages of the pandemic. Not COVID related. I've yet to um, experience COVID. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood. I don't. This video is a mess. Anyway, I was going on a walk. I'm going to say am, a fairly active person. So I was going on like a nightly walk, and I had this weird itch on my wrist, and it was really insistent, and my fingers were swelling, and I thought, okay, that's weird, whatever. But then on my way back home, I was utterly exhausted. Like, I could not. I barely made it back to my house. At the time, a friend of mine was staying with me to self quarantine because he had just gotten back from a trip he had to take for a medical thing. Um, so I got back. I was like, dude, I'm gonna die. And he's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes this just happens. And it had happened to me before, but like, so everyone's experienced fatigue. Fatigue is your body is reacting to overexertion. But for most people, you rest and you get that energy back, right? With chronic fatigue syndrome, that doesn't happen. There is no, once you hit the wall, you hit the wall. There's no like, oh, take a nap and then you'll feel better. You take a nap and you feel worse. So anyway, I went to sleep that night. I legitimately, if my house had caught fire, I would have not been able to get out of my house. I was like trapped in my body. It was the weirdest fucking thing. It took me 10 minutes to get from my room to my bathroom, and that's literally like maybe 10 steps. It was ridiculous. Anyway, so the next day I got these weird bumps on my wrist, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, there's gonna be swearing on this channel. Sorry. Um, I got these weird bumps, and then they kept spreading, but they were like only on my wrist. Um, so eventually I went and got it checked. The initial doctor I went to, my primary, thought I had like had an allergic reaction to something that I came in contact with. But I was like, I came in contact with nothing, so I don't know what it would be. So she was like, okay, well, try this cream. Put the cream on, cream did nothing. She was like, okay, well, go to a dermatologist. Went to a dermatologist. He was like, I'm going to take a sample just to test to be sure, but, I've been in dermatology for 50 years, and I know shingles when I see it. I'm like, shingles? And he's like, yeah, the youngest person I've seen with shingles was like 4. Like, you can get shingles from the second you have chickenpox on. It's just more known for older folks, blah, 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 blah. Fine. He gives me a prescription. I take it. It goes away. Sweet. And then 2 weeks later, it comes back. And then I get another, like, fill of the prescription. It goes away. It comes back again. Now, shingles for someone my age, at the time I was 28, going on 29, is rare enough. Recurrent shingles is even more rare. Having recurrent shingles more than once is even more rare. So I'm like, what the fuck? So to this day, a year later, I'm still on the suppressive therapy for the shingles because they still won't fucking go away. But that is what they assume actually triggered my CFS, because CFS happens in a healthy body. There is some sort of inciting event. It can be a physical illness like a viral infection like shingles, or some other illness, or an injury, or stress, and then your body decides, fuck you. So, yeah. At first, it wasn't too bad. Like, it was like, oh, I guess I'm kind of tired. And it maybe hit once a week, once every other week. And then, it started getting worse to where I, like I said, I try to be pretty active. I have my Fitbit here. And I would go on my walks, and my, like, standard walk I can do no problem. There's one I used to take pretty far. So a total distance is 4 miles, and that one was a challenge. So, like, I'd be able to get to the end of the 2 miles and get back maybe a mile, and then have to rest and then finish the last mile. And then I started noticing that the joints in my feet and legs would swell because, you know, a lot of walking, whatever. So I didn't really think much about it. And then that started happening, like, even on the shorter walks. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then basically slowly a few things would, like, cause me to have PEM, post-exertion malaise, which is, like, the primary symptom of CFS. It basically means it doesn't matter what the activity is, it knocks you on your ass. I got a new bed. I took the bed frame, which was maybe 25 pounds, downstairs to the dumpster, and I was completely exhausted for 3 days. Like, that's all it was. I removed a bed frame from my home. I built my desk a week, just completely on my ass for a week. But even then it was manageable. Even then it didn't really interfere too much with my life. I'd have a 1 day, 2 days a month where I was like, holy shit. But then I could still do everything else. And then recently, in June of this year, right around my birthday, a friend of mine who also has a Fitbit, challenged me to a weekly like challenge thing. So it was like a work week hustle where you have to try to hit your step goal every day for the work week. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, it wasn't like oh yeah, ooh, gotta go hard. It was like, okay, you know, I have been kind of slowing down. This is a good chance to get back into the groove of things. I won because it was across a bunch of people, and then, you know, whoever got the most steps won. I won, and it was great. I was like, woo woo, yay, motivation. And then the Friday of that week, I was like housebound. I could not go anywhere, do anything. So I was like, okay, I just pushed myself a little too far. It's fine. I'll relax today and it'll be great. And then for the next 2.5 weeks, I was basically housebound, couldn't do anything. To this day, today is July 25th, so it's been over a month. I took a walk the other day, and you would have thought I walked all the way that 4 mile walk that I used to take. I did not. It was maybe maybe a mile. I sincerely doubt it was a mile, but like maybe a mile. But it still knocked me on my ass. Um, so basically, because I did so many back to back days of high activity, which to me normally that would not have been high activity, but since I did so many days back to back to back, I basically put myself in such a depleted state that my body is still trying to get back from. And like, I'm trying to learn to be more patient with myself and pace myself and like, you know, figure out what life with CFS is going to be like for me, which is why I'm creating this channel. Because a lot of the stuff that I've seen from other people living with CFS is pretty miserable. It's pretty like, I gave up on everything in my life forever. My life sucks. Really depressing shit. And like, I 100% get it. And I know there are people who are even worse off than me. So I feel you. But I don't want that. I don't want to just accept that my life is just over and like I can't do anything, because I can still do things. I just have to do them differently and figure out what that means. And so you guys are gonna come with me, whoever finds this channel. God. Again, if I put this video up, whoa. Um, yeah. I guess this is video 1. Bye.